A brand's job is to sell itself to the consumer, and with the brand comes a story. Customers like to feel aligned with the brands they choose. Storytelling at its core is something that humans rally behind, Melissa Mazzolini states. Customers look at brands to carry the story they tell through the products the brand sells. Much like the Dove Real Beauty campaign, where Debbie Millman states that her intent was, quote, to inspire people to feel okay as is, end quote. This went against the status quo of the beauty industry at the time, but was clearly innovative and started the curvy movement in advertising. The story of Dove was not one to make you something you're not, but to help you continue being great as you are. The brand is not a logo. The brand gap exists between logic and magic, Marty Neumeier states. The client has an excellent product and a feeling they bring to their company, and the designer enters to help the company capitalize on it. Together, they watch the magic unfold, which can be like a tumbleweed effect or it can happen overnight. Success happens differently with distinct brands. It is important the brand knows how to differentiate itself from competitors. George Lois describes in the film Art and Copy that he took a different approach with the branding of Tommy Hilfiger. He needed customers to recognize that the new designer sportswear was just as upscale as Ralph Lauren or Calvin Klein. By setting the company in line with his competitors, he showed how alike Hilfiger was to American mainstay designers like Lauren and Klein. Instead of catering to an all-inclusive approach as with Dove, Lois made the campaign cool, and therefore buying the clothes can make the customer cooler. Like with the new McDonald's and new Dunkin', they are trying to be alike to Starbucks with a large drink menu, as opposed to just being a fast food chain and finding differentiation in subtle changes rather than being completely different from Starbucks. When a brand wants to thrive, it must find ways to communicate to their audience. To understand Pepperidge Farm's market share loss when Campbell's Soup purchased them, the cookie packaging had changed and it took away the paper holders inside the package. Brad Mix and his team observed shoppers in the cookie aisle. What his researchers observed was that the customers of the cookies treated the product as special, and therefore the product needed to retain that quality. The paper holders were brought back, and the ad campaign was successful by tapping into the delicate emotion the cookies symbolized in consumers' daily life. It is important for the designer not to have a godlike complex when communicating to the CEO and stakeholders who think with a business mind. The business people in the collaborative branding process may not want to rock the boat, but trust creatives to translate their vision. As with the example given by Adams of the Chase Bank icon, which is a riff off of a Chinese coin. The client wanted an icon to symbolize coming together. The brand can be recognized by the icon now without the word mark, like the Nike swoosh and the Apple computer's rainbow apple. By taking the high road, creatives can communicate effectively, and while their innovation may be seen as too experimental at first, the campaign can go on to be successful.